Hello and welcome to TVC News at 4. President Bola Tinubu has commended the Nigerian military for the successful operations against security threats in the northwest. It says the success of the operations is an assurance that the nation's security operatives are up to the task of ensuring peace and security of Nigeria. The successful operations comes after the president's directive to the service chiefs to relocate to the zone until normalcy is restored. President Tinubu, in a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, commended the military. I commend the intelligence agencies, the troops for their valiant efforts, the synergy, the dedication which have resulted in the recent laudable outcomes. It reassures the security operatives of his continued support in achieving the priority objective of keeping the nation safe and secure. Troops of Operation Hadarin Daji on Thursday neutralized a wanted bandit leader, Halilu Sububu, who had been unleashing terror on citizens in Zamfara, Sokoto, and other parts of northwest Nigeria. The troops also killed another terrorist, Sani Wala Burki, in a joint operation in Katsina and busted a terrorist enclave in Kaduna where 13 kidnapped students were freed. But now to Akwa Ibom State, where operatives of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps rescued a 12-year-old girl who was locked up for 2 years and she was subjected to inhumane treatment by her father. The child was accused of being a witch, while the father and stepmother have been arrested for child deprivation and abuse in Uyo. According to the survivor, Bright Sunday, she was kept in a dilapidated room, denied food, water, and subjected to consistent beating from a stepmother. She revealed being fed once in 2 days. She was also allowed to bathe twice a month and denied education. Commandant of the NSCDC condemned the act and says it contravenes the right of dignity of every Nigerian. The suspects were arrested in Ibom local government area of Akwa Ibom State. All right, let's take you to Borno State, where the Minister of Transportation, Saidu Alkali, has paid a sympathy visit to Governor Babagana Zulum over the flood that washed away most part of the state, affecting about 1 million people. The minister says his visit is to commiserate with the governor and people of the state over the floods that rendered over 500,000 people homeless. He assured of quick federal intervention to cater for the needs of victims of the flood disaster. A special prayer session was held during his visit.
Your Excellency, still to extend our condolences and sympathy for the tragedy of the flood disaster. It is indeed very catastrophic. Those who lost their lives and their properties, may Allah forgive their sins and replenish their wealth that they lost during these unfortunate incidents.
To sympathize with us physically over the death that has severely impacted negatively on the lives and properties of our people. That goes to show the degree of vitality and love that exists.
Scholars are calling on the federal and state governments to expedite the closure of all camps for internally displaced persons in the country. The recommendation is part of solutions preferred at the end of the 4th annual conference of political scientists in the Northeast region. Correspondent Larry Adeyemi has details in this report.
The recent flood in Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, has again revealed the depth of humanitarian crisis in the Northeast region. Thousands of displaced persons are now further displaced by nature.
I'd also like to recognize
With that in mind, the Association of Political Scientists in the Northeast region are converging on Gombe to prefer solutions. Their primary concern is the alleged exploitation of displaced persons living in IDP camps.
And certain things are happening in the refugee camps. We have read quite a lot of stories, terrible stories about the misuse of the refugees. But then happily in Gombe here, and the representative of His Royal Highness is here, what happened is integration.
Stating the academic opinions with profound solutions to the politicians who are the implementers of these suggestions, so that we find a way out.
Beyond the academia, political leaders and traditional rulers weighed in on the deliberations. They concede that the humanitarian crisis has lingered for too long, but with renewed commitment from the region, there is a clear path to resolution.
Policies are the legal directions given to every nation. But if policies are not formulated based on evidence-based inputs, then policies are bound to fail automatically.
We are kind of trying to provide a solution recommendations that the appropriate authority will be able to implement, and then it will go down well to be able to cope this menace.
Academics and researchers from across the Northeast region gathered in Gombe to review the situation in this region, especially when it comes to the humanitarian crisis and the security challenges. The hope is that the recommendations that they make would be implemented by those in the corridors of power. Landry Adiemi, TVC News, Gombe.
The United Nations Children's Fund and the Ogun State House of Assembly have agreed to work together to reduce the number of out-of-school children in the state. Senior reporter Kazim Olowe has the story.
It was an advocacy visit of the UNICEF Chief of Lagos Field Office and our team to the Ogun State House of Assembly to call for action on ways to reduce the number of out-of-school children in the state. The team explained that the international organization was ready to partner with members of the State Assembly to address the growing rate of out-of-school children. The team claimed that UNICEF last survey on the out-of-school children in Ogun State was 10.3% and 12.1% for the junior school, while the upper secondary school was 20.9%, making a total for 3.3%.
To work with all the stakeholders in the constituencies to be able to channel the children back into school. Once we've done that, we've not done it all. We need to know if there's sufficient teachers. We need you to advocate for an increased budget for education in Ogun State to make sure that you can have the right amount of teachers, that those teachers can have the right amount of capacity, and that the children can have access to quality education.
On his part, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly identified steps and measures put in place by the state government to reduce the number and confirmed that there is need to take more steps to address the problem. He also signed a certificate of commitment with the UNICEF team and promised effective collaboration.
We want to improve the standards. We want to move knowledge forward. We want to raise the bar, and we will be willing to partner with UNICEF.
The Commissioner for Education in Ogun State, while reacting, said the figure may not be accurate, but admitted that the state has out-of-school children just like other states of the country, and assured Nigerians that the government is working hard to reduce the figure.
It's a worldwide problem. It's only that it varies from place to place. And every state, every country is making an effort to make sure that all children that are of school age are also in school. So for us, we have embarked on them. In fact, if you came here around this time last week, we were moving from motor parks to markets, to open places, on the streets, campaigning to encourage enrollment in schools.
He also called for census to assist in getting accurate data of the number of children in the country and the number of those that are registered in school and those that are out of schools. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Abeokuta.